Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today you guys, I am continuing on with my series of how to become a model, as a male, how to become a model as a teenager, as a child, as a person over 50 years old, how to become a model when you don't live in the United States. So this is the second part of my series, and that is how to become a male model. If you are a teenage male model, be sure to check out the previous video, which I will leave linked up above or down below, I'm not sure yet, but make sure you check that out too. So in this video, I will be talking about how much male models get paid, the steps to be a male model, and then things you need to become a male model. Honestly, I think in every single category of modeling, whether you're a teenage model, male model, female model, there's benefits in all of them. And one thing I will say about male modeling is that, from stories I've heard, is just that male models do have it very, very good, just because it's just a lot safer when you're moving to a new city like New York or Chicago or LA. It's just a lot safer to live with just like a bunch of guys. They all cram into one small apartment, and it's just very, very cheap for them to live. And the other thing is, it's just a lot safer for guys. I won't say like always, but if you're going to a photo shoot and you kind of don't really know the photographer or the company, it's just a lot safer for guys. I think less mischievous stuff happens. So there are benefits and downsides to every category of modeling, but I do think male modeling is very, very unique and just a lot safer. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is to decide what type of modeling you want to get into. And that can include fashion, runway modeling, it can be commercial lifestyle modeling, which is the type of modeling that I do. It can be parts modeling or fitness modeling. So there are a lot of different types of modeling that you can get into. The second thing you guys are going to want to do is research what requirements are needed to be in that type of modeling. So for an example, to be a fashion or runway male model, you have to be at least 5'11" to I think 6'2"-ish. And to be a fitness model, you obviously have to be very, very fit. And just whatever realm of modeling you do get into, just make sure that you are somewhat in shape. If you're a fitness model, again, you probably have to be really, really in shape, but otherwise just make sure you're in somewhat shape. So the third thing, you guys, is to try and get signed by an agency. And the first thing you're going to want to do when you're trying to get signed by an agency is to have someone take a photo of you. It does not have to be professional at first, at least, but I would say have a friend or a family member take a photo of you on just like a blank white or cream background, and I would just have them take a picture of you smiling. This can be done off of a nice iPhone or a nice camera, it doesn't matter, but you just have a family or friend take a photo of you. Then you're going to want to go online and literally Google the nearest modeling agencies in your area. So for me, it'd be like modeling agencies in Minneapolis area, you know, modeling agencies in Chicago. So whatever nearest city you live by, just do your research and see what agencies, what modeling agencies are there. From there, you're going to want to go into their website and figure out how to apply to be a model there. Sometimes they literally want you to mail in your headshot and your measurements and your resume to them. Sometimes they'll just have you upload it onto their website. So just follow the directions of what they want you to do. So once you guys are signed by your agency, then you're going to want to create something that's called a comp card and a portfolio. And this is my comp card. Basically what a comp card is on one side you're going to have your headshot, and then on the other side you're going to have your measurements, and you're going to have a couple of professional photo shoots that you have done just to show your work. So it's basically modeling business card. And then a portfolio is basically a binder, just a black, sleek, nice binder of all of your work. So not everything obviously fits on your comp card. Not all your work's going to fit on your comp card. So your portfolio is basically all of the work you have ever have done. And for a portfolio, you can just find really, really nice black binders online. And for my comp card, I always make it on a company called Vistaprint. And Vistaprint is very, very cheap, and it's very, very good quality. And I think I got 100 of my comp cards for about $20. So it wasn't bad whatsoever. And basically you're gonna handle these comp cards anytime you go to a photo shoot or anytime, you know, you meet with a new photographer or something like that. But they're just really great to hand out as, you know, kind of like a business card. Some agencies will require you to buy their comp cards through them, and it might cost up to like $200. And I would say if you feel comfortable with doing that, they might require you to do it. But then if they do require you to do it, I would ask them like, hey, I will do it, but you know, when I get my first gig or my first job, could you take that $200 out of my paycheck? And that way it's a win-win situation for both of you guys. For you, you're still getting comp cards, but it also guarantees you work. And then for them, they're still getting their $200, but they just have to guarantee you work. So it's a very much a win-win situation. So the next thing and the fifth thing you you guys to becoming a male model is to build up your Instagram and Facebook presence. And that's because a lot of people are just searching on Instagram and on Facebook for male models in their area for a photo shoot. And it's just a great way to build up your portfolio for absolutely free if you're doing all these test shots with just local photographers. And so make sure you're using hashtags so you're able to be searched and found on Instagram. So you guys, I said this in my last video of how to become a model when you're a teenager, and that is once you've been signed for a while with your agency, then I think it's about time to be signed in other cities with different agencies, because they will pay for you to, if you have a photo shoot in Chicago, and let's say you're from, you know, kind of the Philadelphia area, they will pay you to and fly you to, you know, Chicago for that photo shoot. So again, I would do the process all over again, but apply to different agencies in different cities. So again, you're gonna wanna use your headshot, your resume, your measurements, you're gonna send in any professional work you've ever done and try to get signed by other agencies. And the last thing, you guys, is once you kind of really have built up your portfolio a lot, I would look into creating a website, because it's very, very professional, and companies and agencies and photographers all over the world will be able to see your work. I kind of say this as a last step just because it is so expensive. Creating a website, if you don't do it yourself, can cost anywhere from like $3,000 to $5,000, or unless you have a friend that, you know, knows how to do websites. But it's kind of like the last professional step to being a model. So you guys, onto the pay. Male models get paid a little bit differently than female models. It's obvious and it's kind of well known that there are a lot more famous female models than there are male models, and male models are paid a little bit less than female models. So the average male model makes from anywhere from $10 to $300 an hour, which I found online, which I thought was very, very true. And they make on average anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 a year, with the average being about $30,000. But obviously, if you make it big and you get signed by a huge company like Nike or Adidas, obviously you will be making way more than that. But on average, it is around $30,000 a year. So you guys, the things you will need is 1, a comp card, which again, you can make on Vistaprint. I will leave that in the description box below, a link to that company. And 2 is a portfolio of all your work. 3 is kind of a decent budget to get started if you do plan on moving to another city, or you need to buy comp cards or a portfolio, or you need to buy a gym membership. Just make sure you have saved up enough money to, you know, accommodate to buy those things. So make sure you have a decent budget for yourself. So the 4th thing you guys will need is some just sort of job or side hustle, and this is just to make sure you have something to fall back on just in case you don't get a photo shoot, or, you know, money's kind of tight one month. And also, a job is just a great way to have something to fall back on if modeling doesn't make you enough money. I made a video a little bit ago about different jobs that models can get for like a side job that are really, really flexible, so I will leave that down, link below if you're interested. So the 5th and the last thing you will need to be a model is just a good conscience and a good attitude. So a good conscience, just because even though you're a man, you should still be careful about where you're going to a photo shoot, what you're doing in a photo shoot, just because once you do a photo shoot and whatever you're modeling, it is out there for the rest of the world to see forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So just go in with a good conscience. Don't do anything because you feel pressured to do it. And also, you guys, keep a positive attitude about everything. I feel like I've said this a lot in all my videos, but they say you get 1 in every 10 bookings. So if you go to a casting, you'll probably hear no 10 times before you hear yes. So just keep a good attitude about it. It happens to all models all the time. So yeah, you guys, that is it for my video. I hope you guys really, really enjoyed it. Please leave me a thumbs up and hit that little subscribe button and the bell button if you could, just to stay notified with all of my upcoming videos I have coming out. And by the way, I have a video coming out pretty soon here, probably in the next week or so, about how to get into modeling in the United States. So if you're from abroad, be sure to subscribe, because that will be coming out in about a week or so. But yeah, you guys, that is it. I love you guys all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.